Hey friends, it's Marie here again with another card making video. I want to show you how to kind of create a really sparkly Christmas card using some of these Tonic items. I'm going to be using some glitter card and then also a few of these dies. Now this big die set can make a really big gift box, but I'm actually just using these two little embellishments here, these little snowflake dies, and I'm going to make a wintry scene on my card. So this is kind of a style of card that I've been really loving lately, is just using the glitter cardstock as a background and then layering a bunch of die cuts on top. So I am going to go ahead and tape down these snowflake dies onto just some plain white cardstock and then run it through my die cutting machine and cut out a ton of these little snowflakes. Now these are so fun. I'm just going to layer these all on my card, but you could also take these and put them into a shaker card or do other really fun things. So here's my glitter card. This is, I think, Midnight Topaz. I'm not sure, but I have it all linked down below if you're interested in any of these items. I'm going to take a little piece of this. I'm going to cut it down to an A2 size card front, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to cut this sheet of paper in half, which will give me 2 card bases, and then I'm going to cut the other half in half again, so it'll be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card front panel, and that's what I'm going to build my Christmas card scene on. Now this glitter cardstock, it does cut really nicely. It really doesn't shed. It cuts really smooth and clean. So I had fun with that. Now I've sped up this little process here. I'm just taking a little bit of white paint and I'm going to add some splatters on top of this. I want it to look really snowy and really fun against that dark background, so I'm just adding some splatters. Now I'm doing this with a water brush. I've also added a little bit of water to this paint to water it down and get it to splatter really nicely, and I'm just tapping it all over my glitter cardstock. Now you're going to want to give this some time to dry, or even hit it with your heat tool to speed up that drying process. And I did go ahead and put my Brutus Monroe mixed media matte down underneath to catch any of those splatters, and it's really easy to clean up that mess. I just cleaned everything up with a baby wipe. So I am moving on. I have my background done and I'm going to glue down some of these snowflakes, but before I do that, I'm grabbing this little die set and I'm taking that small snowflake wreath from the center. I'm going to die cut that and use that as kind of the focal point of my card. So I am just going to die cut this out of some plain white cardstock. It's just going to match all of those snowflakes that I've already die cut, and you can see I've run it through my die cutting machine back and forth a few times, made sure it really cut really well, and it popped out of there really easily. And I'm just using this craft pick to kind of poke out any of those remaining little pieces that didn't come out. So I'm going to start arranging everything on my card. I've sped up this process as well because it's just a lot of fussy gluing, and I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe glue for this as well. I find that liquid glue works really well on glitter cardstock because it gets down into all those cracks and really adheres well. Tape runner adhesive doesn't work quite as well on glitter cardstock. I mean, you can do it, but it doesn't hold as well as this liquid glue does. So like I said, I sped up this process. It's just a lot of gluing, a lot of arranging. You can put the snowflakes anywhere you want. If you wanted to add more sparkle, you could brush over these with a glitter brush pen, you know, one of those aqua shimmer pens or something like that. I do add a little bit of Nuvo drops at the end to add a little bit more sparkly embellishment, but honestly you've got so much sparkle going in the background with this glitter cardstock that I think the plain white of the snowflakes just kind of looks really nice. It looks really bright against that background. So I am just continuing to glue on all of these little snowflakes. I don't really have a precise pattern in mind when I'm gluing these down. I'm just trying to fill in spaces, make it look really random and organic, and just trying to fill up any little gaps. I'm also adding a few around that frame, trying to fill that out a little bit more and just make it look really snowy. So I've got all of these snowflakes glued down. I'm going to flip my paper over and I am going to trim off the pieces that are hanging off the edge. Now you can see on the back here I've got a little bit of ink because I did try a little bit of ink blending over this glitter stock, and it is possible to ink blend over glitter stock. It does get a little bit messy because the ink kind of floats on the top of that glitter stock. It doesn't really dry very well. You might have to hit it with a heat tool or something. That's something I kind of want to experiment a little bit more with, is the ink blending over glitter stock. But right now for this card, I chose not to continue with that technique. So I am cutting out a sentiment here. This is also from that set that has the snowflakes on it, and I cut out 3 of these from white cardstock, and I'm going to stack them and glue them on top of each other with some more of this liquid glue. I find that this liquid glue works really great for all kinds of different purposes, for the glitter stock, for your sentiments, for little embellishments, anything you want. It's got that fine tip on it that really helps you put some precision placement with your glue, if you will, and I've never had a problem with it clogging as long as I put the top back on. So I think it's a really great glue for all your crafting needs. So like I said, I've got 3 of these layers. I am just stacking them up on top of each other, adding a little bit of dimension and making this sentiment stand out a little bit. Now it is white like everything else on this card, so it really blends in. So I think stacking it up with a few extra layers really kind of helps it to pop off the page. And it fits perfectly in this little wreath. So I really love how these tonic dyes, you can kind of mix and match them to create your own unique Christmas cards or any other kind of projects. There are so many dyes right now that you can make Christmas gift boxes or little ornaments and different things with, and they're all really fun. So I've got my glue added here, of course my liquid glue, which works really great with this glitter cardstock. I know I've said it before, but I cannot recommend it enough. And I'm going to go back and add some splatters, some more splatters. Now the white paint kind of faded back a little bit against that blue, and I thought I just needed more splatters and more sparkles. So this is some sparkle silk from Fun Stamper's Journey. It is very sparkly. You shake it up, it's in this little nail polish bottle kind of thing, and I just take that brush and tap it on, and it adds a lot of sparkle. So I've got that done, and now I'm going to add some more sparkle by using some Nuvo drops, and these are just kind of clear sparkly ones, so I'm adding them to some of the different snowflakes here, and that's going to pretty much finish the card. I am going to add a little bit of a string bow underneath the sentiment to kind of finish that off and just add a little bit more something to this card. But I think a lot of the wow factor is in that glitter stock background and then all the die cuts on top. So it's a really easy card that anyone can make, but I think it looks really great for Christmas because it's got all of that sparkle on there, and I just really believe that Christmas needs to be sparkly and over the top, so I think it works fantastic for Christmas cards. Now I'm just going to take this whole front panel and put it on a card base, and that finishes the card. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you appreciated this card. If you did, leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, share, tap the bell for notifications, and just do all the things. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.